It was yet another clean sweep this week. Let's get into it.
Inside of me, you better watch out if you ignite me. The road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he grows me. And he gets claws real big, pissed off quick. And if you cross him, you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling this war, never getting bored. Loves the blood and gore, always wanting more. Feed him from the source. They don't really understand until they feel the force apart. If you start shit, you'll be heartless in the darkness. Torn apart quick, you left scars ripped. You'll be chewed up and discarded. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate.
And welcome to the Golden Octagon MMA Podcast with your hosts, Matt and D Rose. And yes, indeed, this is the Golden Octagon Podcast. My name is Matt. D Rose is on that side of your screen, and we are here to talk about some UFC fights. This past weekend's UFC fights, some fights announced them coming up, and then we're going to go over this weekend's upcoming fights in Atlantic City. But before we do have to shout out the chat. And before we even do that, D Rose, let the people know how you've been over the past week, brother.
Yeah, things been better. I think last I checked in I was just kind of getting sick. Still got like a little bit of a cough, but yeah, for the most part, getting over that now. And yeah, it was a good weekend of fights. As far as betting wise, I pretty much ended up chasing a little bit to break even on the night. Big one that ended up killing me was that I actually went. I didn't go heavy on AJ Dobson. I put $10 on Dobson, but I also had that fight to start the second round. And yeah, they just had to get into a freaking barn burner and burn me on most of my bets. So yeah, other than that, yeah, it wasn't too great of a weekend for me, but at least it was good quality fights on.
Fair enough, dude. Me on the other hand, I did pretty solid, dude. I like to give out some winning change of cheddar parlays here on the channel Friday. Unfortunately, I didn't actually give out any like winning parlays, but I did hit a 2-leg myself. It was Carl Williams, Rose Namajunas, money line both, $50 to win 113. And then I did a 6-leg, $20, and I would have to get them all up, but ended up winning like 300. And then in my DraftKings fantasy lineup, dude, I ended up finishing 6th and 7th in like one and ended up hitting like another 125 there. So I actually came up like plus $500 this past weekend. So I'm not too upset. Hopefully we can, keep it rolling. I may have to get my bets in early this weekend because I leave at 9 a.m. Yeah, for Atlantic City in the morning. Got to make the ferry in a certain time, park our car on the ferry and ride across, and then we can get to Atlantic City, and I will be there for the fights this weekend. So super excited for that. But enough jibber jabber. Let's shout out the chat real quick before we get started, D Rose. So first big moment here. We got Michael Gonzalez becoming a member here on the channel. Appreciate you, Michael. I'm guessing that you saw the 1 of 1 get pulled Monday, and you want your chance at that. Update, I got some more blasters, y'all. Went to Target earlier, and they got some 2024 Chrome blasters. So we are stocked up on blasters. Shouldn't have any issues finding blasters from now on. So, if you guys want blasters, we can run them from now on. We got Lush Lemaine, another Golden Wednesdays with the boys. Appreciate you stopping by tonight, Lush. Buenos noches, mi amigos. Es la hora. Yeah, in 1 hour. Yeah. What's going on, Austin? Appreciate you stopping by. We got Hey Now pulling heavy hitters and like no cards tonight, brother. But that's Wednesdays just for fight night. Anyway, Lush Lemaine, FYI, keep an eye on Base, Justin Gaethje, and Max Holloway on standby. If 300 main event falls out or ends in a draw, they will buy back. They will. All right. So Lush saying if the main event falls out or it ends in a draw, the buyback for the 2024 Topps Chrome for Alex Pereira or Jamal Hill will go to Justin Gaethje or Max Holloway. That'd be pretty sick. What's going on, Tim? What's up, guys? Time to get paid. Appreciate you stopping by tonight, Tim. Hopefully we can give out some solid plays. Jesus Martinez, what's up, Matt? Just bought a 2000. We just bought a Topps Chrome Mega Box. That's what's up, brother. I got 2 sitting here. I haven't done the video yet. Hopefully I can get it up sometime early next week, brother. Let's see here. D-Rose got to get that neon light working. Tim, we were just talking about it. D-Rose, do you want to give them the story about or what your future plan is?
Yeah, the plan is to try to get a poster, like kind of like a black poster to hang up in the background. The problem is when it lights up now, it's way too bright, and it's you can't even read any of it at all. So trying to at least represent the brand to have the Golden Octagon in the background, but the plan is to get a black poster to put on the back to try to end up testing out.
All right. Same, Jesus. My box comes in tomorrow. Good luck, Sugar Sharp. Hopefully you get lucky, brother. Same with you, Jesus. I got redemption card Gabriel Miranda. And I haven't even seen any redemptions yet. So that might be one of them. Gabriel Fly Miranda, not the best person. I'm sorry, Jesus. I'm sorry, brother. We got Dave for Fish. Dave, Fish for Days, became a member on here. So appreciate you, Dave, stopping by here and, liking the channel enough to become a member. I really do appreciate it, brother. Let's see. What do the Chrome Blasters cost? They were $30. I'm not sure if you're in the U.S. or not, but $30 U.S. at my Target. So, yeah, $90. I got 3 of them, though. So, not the cheapest thing in the world when you're just buying blasters. You're like, why am I doing this? And that's $100. Yeah. But with that being said, we are through the chat. So, let's go ahead and get into what we are going to talk about on today's show. Real quick, me and D Rose will recap this past weekend's fights as quick as we can, and then we got to get into some bean eating for D-Rose because, clean sweep this week, D-Rose. Clean sweep. And not only clean sweep, it didn't matter which 3 you picked. It would have been a clean sweep because I was right on all 4 that we disagreed on this past weekend. And then we got some UFC fight news and announcements to cover with a bad taste in D-Rose's mouth, hopefully. And then lastly, we will cover this UFC fight night, Atlantic City, at the end of the show this weekend. We'll give you our prediction and picks as from bottom to top. So, D-Rose, with that being said, this past weekend, I would start here, dude. I would start at Rose versus Amanda Hebus, dude. But my main event for this past weekend, dude, Peyton Talbot, dude, was pretty much everything I said he was going to be, plus more, dude. I was heavy on Peyton Talbot round 3 and round 3 sub, dude. But dude, he came out with absolute fire on Cameron Simon, dude. From the moment the bell rang, dude, Peyton Talbot was in Cameron Simon's face throwing heat. And from the first punch that Cameron Simon landed, it was almost like, oh, this guy can't hurt me. I'm just going to kill him. And, dude, Peyton Talbot, an absolute animal at 135, dude. I personally think he's probably going to be a huge favorite until we see him maybe up against someone like Rob Font, like something like that, dude, because he's an absolute killer, man. And even against Rob Font, dude, maybe an even fight, dude. If it wasn't even money, dude, I fucking might just drop the dog bomb on fucking Peyton Talbot, dude, because kid looks like an absolute killer right now. But anyway, aside from Peyton Talbot, Rose did okay, dude. I still don't think she looks great up at 125. And dude, that fight sucked, dude. I would like to see Trevor Whitman back in Rose Namajuna's corner because she would take Amanda Hebus down and just kind of lay on her. And it's just like, not going for a finish at all. Kind of like, what was co-main event this past weekend? Let's see. Do you remember?
That's how quick it went. But I'll touch on the
Carl Williams. Carl Williams.
Another snoozer.
Justin Taffa, dude. That one had my asshole puckered a little bit, dude, because when Justin Taffa would shoot, he would get him down. I mean, when Carl Williams would shoot, he would get a fucking Taffa down every time, dude. But on the feet, he was like wanting to test out his paws, dude. He was getting cracked every time. He's like, whoa. I'm like, no, grab him. I was like yelling at my TV, dude. But yeah, that's pretty much my main takeaways from the fights this past weekend. What about you, man?
Yeah, to talk about Peyton Talbot, I think he probably had what's probably the biggest pop from the card, because I do think that was him and Cameron Simon was the most anticipated fight coming into the past weekend. And yeah, to see the way that Peyton Talbot was able to, really big brother Cameron Simon around for the most part, and I think after he had hurt Simon with that knee, really what I was so impressed with Peyton Talbot about was him be able to keep his composure, because you see, especially a lot of young fighters, inexperienced in the UFC. What I think he's only 8-0 right now, so not a lot of professional experience right now. Those guys usually they blow their wad trying to go for the big finish, but Peyton Talbot, he was super calculated in all of his movements and trying to make sure he didn't waste any movement, but still kept the pressure on Cameron Simon. And yeah, just the way he was, even just when he was catching Cameron Simon's kicks and throwing him around, I was like, holy smokes. Like, it's just yeah, it almost looks like it's two different weight classes. Like, Cameron Simon almost looked like he could make 125, and yeah, Peyton Talbot looked like he could probably make 145 pretty easy. So yeah, I think he got a lot of pop, and people are going to be interested to see where he gets matched up at. As far as Rose and Hebos goes, I thought Rose won the fight, but man,
I didn't see any of that. I didn't
see
any of that, dude.
Yeah, no, I didn't. She did not use her imagination this time. But to be fair, Rose didn't really give her too much to work with either, as far as needing to do the imagination rainbow. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I fell asleep on the fight. I had to go back and watch it the next day, and just to find out that my bet hit was how I knew Rose won initially. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it was tough for me. I think I even messaged you. I said, yeah, it's been a little rough for me. I sent you the little snoozers. Yeah, I ended up dozing right off as soon as I sent that to you, dude. So yeah, it was tough for me to stay with. I'm not gonna lie. And honestly, same with Tafa and Carl Williams. I know that third round kind of had you puckered up a little bit, but yeah, that was the ambient that I needed to just go ahead and just send me off until the night Saturday night. So yeah, tough to stay up that late. And man, I'm telling you, the Apex, I know I complain about it all the time, but dude, that Apex is like, dude, if a crowd was there to watch Peyton Talbot versus Cameron Simon and watch Peyton Talbot take him apart like that, a crowd would have went absolutely bonkers, just the way that he was piecing him up. But you just got no energy for great performances, because honestly, on the whole main card, besides the top two fights, it was all banger fights. Just just no energy from the crowd, and yeah, it was hard for me to stay with it Saturday night.
We got Dan saying, having the worst parlay runs ever. It does happen, Dan.
Same.
It happens, dude. It happens. Like, you'll be so confident, you'll put two or three together, and dude, one seems to fall out every single time. Yeah. So with that being said, me and D Rose,
Dan, I'm 1,000% with you. I'm 1,000% with you. I've been on a pretty bad run myself here the last couple of weeks, and yeah, that was, man, this past weekend kind of got me one of those too.
Carl Williams was really snuggling hard in that third. I wanted him to snuggle hard the whole fight, but he could. He had to go through some danger to get Tafa down. And we got Chabs here. Talbot is a savage indeed. He is. They got too comfortable in the Apex after the vid. I agree. Some fights are okay. Like, I understand no one's going to pay for that, but it's like more than half the fights, dude. Like, go on the road at least once a month. A month. Like, one pay-per-view, one on the road show. I understand 2 Apex shows, cool, but it's like 3 Apex shows, pay-per-view. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. And when you have, I mean, obviously, like, they're going to Atlantic City this weekend. Like, I think that, you go to places like that, and they go to Austin, and
they have to try.
Like yeah. I mean, you have to go out there, but I mean, they're able to sell those UFC Apex tickets for like $1,500 a pop. So yeah, when people do buy those, hell, they make up for more than what they were probably getting a venue anyway. So it's just crazy.
Yeah, there was 1 week 2 favorites won. Oh, dogs, damn, that's crazy. I wish I would have bet that week. I probably didn't do good that week, to be honest, because I do tend to bet favorites. So what's going on, Edgar? How you doing, brother? Edgar got the 1-of-1 Jeremiah Wells the other night, D Rose.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah! Congratulations to you, Edgar.
Yeah, I want them to be mic'd up. Oh goodness! All right. So with that being said, that's kind of the fight recap for this past week, at least all the main parts. But we get to move on to one of going to be my favorite portion of today's show, because I don't have to eat these damn beans. And not only do I not have to eat 2 beans, I don't have to eat 3 beans. D Rose does have to eat 3 beans, because it is a clean sweep this week. So we had 4 different picks: Carl Williams, Justin Tafa, Edmund Shabazian, AJ Dobson, Peyton Talbot, Cameron Simon, and the first fight of the night, I believe, Mo Usman versus Mick Parkin, in which D Rose picked every single one of the losers, and I picked every single one of the winners. We did throw out the Tafa versus Carl Williams. Didn't matter, because he lost all of them anyway. So I am proud this week. I am happy. D Rose with the 3 beans, and I know the chat's going to be excited for this one. So D Rose, you're up, my brother.
Let's give it up for Matt for having all the favorites going into the fights this weekend, man. That's very, very commendable on your part. So
you act like I didn't let you pick first on multiple fights.
Hey,
I try to let you pick first on every other fight.
The only dogs that you went for were the damn dogs that I also agreed with you on, which was the Rosa and Cody Gibson. But unfortunately, Cody Gibson shit the bed for me.
Me too.
I think, I was actually don't want to put a straight bet on him. I have no idea why I did that. That was completely stupid on my part. So color is kind of hard to tell. I cannot tell. It doesn't have the blue on it. So
that looks like a toasty marshmallow color. That might be stink bug or toasty marshmallow, D Rose.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, you're right. I think that's what it is. I couldn't tell if it was the stinky sock or tutti frutti or.
I like that you try to smell it. You try to smell it like you can smell it through the sugary coating that's on it.
Ah, shit, I don't.
See, that's what happens. Just eat the damn bean.
No. Look, I got.
Here we go.
I got.
There we go. There we go. You can't hide it. You can't hide it. It is. What is it? What is it? It's going to be toasted marshmallow. It's taking him too long. Like, I don't know. His face is kind of.
Well, yeah, it's toasted marshmallow, but it's like.
It's not good.
No, honestly, it's not good either. Like, it's a marshmallow. I can taste it, but yo, that's not even good either.
If I can, maybe it was a stink bug and you don't even know. Maybe it was a stink bug and you don't even know.
No, that was 1,000% a marshmallow, but that was
like a burnt marshmallow.
Yeah, that was honestly, that was just as bad.
All right, next option is.
Well, and the worst, so here's the problem, is that it takes a second for it to hit.
I know, because you have to chew it up.
So once it hits, it's kind of like, huh? Like you're still confused on it. Yeah, that was definitely marshmallow, because I got marshmallow taste in my mouth, but it tastes like an expired marshmallow, if that makes sense. It tastes like it's been sitting out for a little bit. Maybe I need to seal these. Maybe I need to seal these up a little bit better. They might be I think this is gonna be between birthday cake or dirty dishwater.
Okay. Oh, I think I had the dirty dishwater once, right?
Yeah, you did. Oh gosh. Now I gotta feel this is gonna be gross.
Here he goes. Give him the dirty dishwater. That's the one. Yes, that's the one that I choked on first. Yes.
Oh gosh. Oh. Oh gosh,
doesn't it taste exactly like there is no mistaking, dude. You bite that shit, that one made me gag. It's the second that I chewed it,
dude. Oh, and it even like,
my mouth just died.
Dude, that is so bad.
Can we get 3 beans? 3 bad beans? Or no, he already got the toasted marshmallow. Fuck. Can he get 2 bad beans? Hey, maybe you'll get the toothpaste now.
Oh my gosh.
And maybe you'll get the toothpaste now, Theo, so you get a clean, fresh breath.
Dude, that is bad. That is bad. Oh my gosh.
It tastes like you drank a cup of dishwater, yeah?
Dude, like no bullshit. Like that is so bad. I don't even want to dig another one out of here, dude. Dude.
Dave, I want to know the kind of person that gets paid to
I'm not even doing it. No, I'm not doing it. It's the same color. I'm not doing it. I will lose it. I will lose it right here. I'm not doing it.
You just
I'll get another
projectile vomit toward us.
Damn it! I got it again.
It'll be good. You're good. You're good.
Damn it! I cannot avoid this color, dude. Fuck.
Is the same one again?
Yes.
All right.
Fuck.
Here he goes. Nah, that one's lasted longer than the last one lasted. That one must not be that bad.
Yeah. Okay. Thank goodness. Yes. Even though it tastes like like candles. All right, I was still.
It's better than dirty dishwater.
It's
dude.
It's birthday cake for sure.
To what I would imagine dirty dishwater tastes like.
Dude, like imagine like you literally just wash your dishes and you scoop a cup into the dishes, like into the dishwater, and then you spray an ass load of non-dish soap in there. And that's exactly how that tastes, dude. That is, awful. Awful. I'm trying to use this birthday cake to like swish around my mouth just so I can get that dirty dishwater taste out of my mouth, dude. I am like,
and still pick champ this week, baby. Yes. Hopefully, let's keep it rolling. D-Rose finally having to eat bad beans. I'll take it. All right. UFC news and fight announcements. Let's get into it. Let's see. That's the first bad reaction I've seen from D-Rose. One more bean.
Oh, gosh. Thankfully, it was the last one.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's the last one for a while. The worst part is I just burped and I still got that shit in my mouth, dude. Like, I cannot shake this stuff for the life of me now.
It's going to be in your teeth for a little bit, D-Rose. It's going to be in your teeth, I promise.
I might have to take a break here just to go brush my freaking teeth. Like, or I might have to just go throw up. Either or. Like, I might have to just get rid of this real quick, dude. That is so bad.
Did we go over Waldo Cortez Acosta last week, D-Rose? And Robles?
I don't even know. I can't even remember. I can't even remember at this point.
How does it feel, D-Rose? See, it's not cool having to live with dishwater flavored beans in your mouth while we're talking about fights.
Dude, I would rather eat a shit flavored one than I would eat that one again, dude. Like, I would much rather eat a shit flavored bean than I would that. There's no way I can eat that flavor again. Dude, that is nuts. Awful.
Okay. All right, now that D-Rose is done, done with his little 8 o'clock snack after dinner, let's get into some UFC fight news and announcements, dude. We've got the Dirty Bird, not your favorite fighter, one of your favorite fighters, the Dirty Bird, Tim Means, taking on Uroš Medic, added to UFC Vegas 91, April 27th. What's your thoughts on that, brother?
I would say another one of these fights where I'm going to be, I'm a Dirty Bird fan, obviously, but I'm also a Uroš Medic fan, man. I do like watching him fight. He normally puts on a fun fight, win, lose, or draw. So this one should be a banger for as long as it lasts. But Tim Means just a little bit older and a little bit more withered at this point. I would have to imagine Uroš Medic is going to be a pretty sizable favorite.
Yeah, I would have to agree as well. Should be an interesting fight though. Up next we do have Mara. I don't care about that one. Let's go. Here we go, dude. We've got Ryan Spann versus the Russian Anthony Smith, Bogdan Guskov. I thought him and actually Anthony Smith were going to fight, but it looks like not, dude. April 27th. Thoughts on that?
Well, Anthony Smith ended up getting that Vitor Petrino fight, which is crazy that he's actually going to go to Brazil to fight him too. But for this fight, it should be a good fight for as long as it lasts. But neither one of these dudes really make it out of barely the first round, let alone the second round. So, you better not blink watching this fight because it could be over quick.
It kind of looks like Anthony Smith versus Ryan Spann number 3, yeah?
Yeah, Ryan Spann's going to get this. He's going to try to get this win against Anthony Smith one way or the other, dude. One way or the other.
Here we go, dude. Alex Perez looks like he's going to return, fight again against Tagir Ulanbekov, June 15th, dude. Tagir looked pretty. I mean, Alex Perez looked not terrible against Muhammad Makayev. What's your thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, he's never been a bad fighter. I really think the him getting finished by
Benavidez,
Pantoja. No, him getting finished by Pantoja the way he did. He kind of got ran through real quick, so I think people just kind of disregarded Alex Perez, and then we just hadn't seen him in a while because he got finished by Figgy as well. But yeah, he's always been like a good athlete, good striker. But Tagir Ulanbekov, I think his wrestling could be the key to get it done in that fight, and I think he'll probably be the favorite too.
Fair enough. Up next, we have Nate Maness taking on Jimmy Flick, dude. Yeah. Interesting fight at 125, dude. This might be one where I pick Nate Maness on, dude, because Jimmy Flick's chin is just not good.
Yeah, Nate Maness is huge at 125 as well, man. I mean, and Jimmy Flick, you're right, and he takes a lot of damage too. Like he just gets crushed after a while, and Nate Maness is a good athlete, hits hard, so I think I'll probably load up on Nate Maness in a bet as well.
All right, up next we do have Jamie Malarkey taking on Mauricio Rufi or Ruffy, probably Rufi, dude, probably some Brazilian dude. 301. You care about that one at all?
Jamie Malarkey just kind of doing Jamie Malarkey things, just taking random fights against just a bunch of nobody. But I guess at this point, Jamie Malarkey, who is he to kind of call his shots? But yeah, he is always there, kind of like
dude.
That
does his tattoo say free sticker across his chest? Is that what it says?
I cannot tell.
Yeah,
I cannot tell.
It says free sticker. Like, it's like, what a weird tattoo.
I hope not.
I don't know.
Yeah, I sure as hell hope not.
Anyway, we got Ismail Bonfim returning, dude, after losing to BSD. He's going to be taking on Vince from Hell Pichel, dude. Going to absolutely crush the dude on Brazilian soil. 301. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, just one of those. They're just trying to get Ismail a good matchup, but hey, we saw the way his older brother ended up losing. He ended up gassing against Nicholas Dalby, and you can kind of make the argument that Ismail Bonfim also did the same thing against BSD. BSD just kind of ran him over and he got tired. Vince Pichel's not easy to put away, so I am curious to see if Ismail Bonfim isn't able to put him away early. How he's going to look later on in the fight. So I think it's a bounce back fight that he should win, but I don't think it's going to be as easy as some people think.
Fair enough, dude. We've got one that I'm interested in taking place UFC St. Louis, dude. We've got Sean the Sniper Woodson taking on Bruce Leroy, Alex Caceres, dude. May 11th in St. Louis. Might end up finding myself at that one, but gotta win some parlays,
Yeah, no, I know you're I know you're always on lock when Sean wasn't fighting. Two of your favorite fighters, actually. The one that I know you always end up rooting for, so I know it's probably going to be hard for you to, have a rooting interest in that fight. But Sean Watson's looked good in his last few fights, man. So he's getting a little bit more comfortable at 145, and his boxing is crisp. Takedown defense is good. So it should be but that should be a good fight though.
Don't forget that he's born ready as well, D-Rose.
Yeah. As it's slapped across his belly.
Anyway, we got Adam Fugit taking on Josh Quinlan June 15th. You care about that at all?
Man, Josh Quinlan. I mean, I know he fought. Was it January that he fought, or it might have been February?
It was a little bit ago, but this is in June, so I mean,
yeah. Well, just because I was going to say, I mean, he took a lot of damage in that.
Dude,
in that
Danny
third
Barlow
round
dropped that left hand to God on his chin, dude.
Yeah, well, it was like in the third round there, like he knew it was over, or he knew he had to go for the finish, and he literally just went out on his sword and just kept eating punches. And Adam Fuji, I know he's had some losses, but he's also fought some really good fighters as well. So, I don't think that's an easy fight, but should be a good one though.
Yeah, at least fun. That's what it'll be. Getting to dude. Can we talk about this real quick?
Yeah,
dude, how crazy is that we literally saw? Like, we've heard, he bit me, but there wasn't ever really proof, dude. The dude literally was like, nah, I didn't bite him. Like, how can you look at this dude and even tell anyone that you didn't bite him, dude? Like, what do you do? Does coach bite him before and then y'all came out the knockout? Like, he fucking bit me. Look, like, this blows my mind, dude. You have an opportunity. You finally make it to the UFC stage and you bite the dude and then you get cut. And then now you're going to have to go, serve people that bite the food that you're serving them, dude.
Well, and the worst part too is, like you said, he pretty much was like straight up denying it, and it's like, dude, the tattoo, yes, it is badass, and like
he got it too quick.
Bite through that, for him to bite through that with the mouth guard in, like, I'm assuming that when they have their own custom fitted mouthpieces that there's probably some sort of indentation down at the bottom of it as well. I'm just going to imagine, but still to have that top teeth indentation through the mouthpiece, dude. That is a hell of a bite for you to be able to do that.
Even like, what is that going to do? Like, you act like that's knocking him out, dude. like what are you? Well, that's not even doing anything.
Well, that, and it's like, it's not even like you were getting smoked. Like, at least when Mike Tyson did it against Evander Holyfield, like, he was getting smoked in that fight before he was like, man, fuck it, I ain't got nothing else to do, and to take a bite out of crime. This dude, it was, early in the fight, it was a close fight, and I'm pretty sure he was the one that was initiating the grappling sequence. So it's like, just to be able to do that is crazy. But yeah,
he got the tattoo before the tattoo.
I was like, yeah, hopefully the dude got checked for like rabies and all that. But yeah, he literally, like, as soon as that fight was announced, like, hey, this so-and-so wins by DQ, they cut the other dude immediately. As soon as that decision was announced. So I thought that was funny as well.
Absolutely nuts. I still can't believe that happened, dude. That fight was ass. Jarno Aaron's Steve Nguyen, dude. That was a banger of a fight. I don't know if you watched that one, dude.
I was able to go back and watch it, and I had Steve Nguyen in one parlay, so yeah, I ended up not being too happy about that, but yeah,
Miles John's happy about crushing my parlays with a win over Cody Gibson. Fernando Padilla looked good. This one ruined a bunch of my parlays, dude. When I see a favorite drop like that, dude, I should know something's up. Something's up, dude. Yeah, Peyton Talbot, Carl Williams, Rose Namajunas, and here we go, dude. Our next announcement, we have Edson Barboza taking on Lerone Murphy. UFC headlines, UFC May 18th, dude. What's your thoughts on that? Lerone Murphy and Edson headlining probably a Vegas or Apex show.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. They got Vegas on there trying to add a little flair to it, but it's 1000% the Apex. But yeah, that's interesting that it's a headlining fight. And for Lerone Murphy, I know he's, undefeated prospect that they're excited about, but
trying to get some more English prospects, man.
Yeah, well, that and Edson, he was able to turn back Sadiq Yusuf in that last fight too, man. So,
and Billy Q, dude, when he fucking the flying knee just knocked him, snoozed him, dude.
Yeah, but which he did do that. But I guess I'm speaking in particular with like the 5-round fight now. Looking like Edson, he's willing to take these fights, but now he wants them to be 5-rounders because, hey, if you want to fight me, let's see if you can actually go the whole 5 like I can. So, I think that makes it, that puts it in Edson's favor a little bit more, but Lerone Murphy is probably going to be a pretty decent favorite.
Yeah, I'll be interested in that fight, man, because I do like both fighters. Here we go, dude. My girl is returning, dude. We got Live, Laugh, Love, Luana Santos. She is going to be taking on the most hardcore how do I say this? The most hardcore grappler you'll ever find in the UFC. We got Maria Agapova, July 13th. What's your thoughts on this fight, D-Rose? And who are you betting here?
Yeah, definitely
You
not
will never let
Maria
me live it down.
Agapova. Yes, I will never. Yeah, Marina Moroz. Yeah, absolutely. Crushed one of my parlays. When she absolutely smashed Maria Agapova. Yeah, I was not happy about that at all. So yeah, I will fade her any chance there is. I will 1000% fade her.
All right, so one of our different picks right here on July 13th. You heard it first right here. I got Maria Agapova. Here we go.
I write it down already.
Up next, we got Cody Durden taking on Carlos Hernandez, UFC 303, June 29th. You care about that one at all, D-Rose?
Should be a good fight, but yeah, I don't really care about it.
All right. Here's one that I am a fan of. Adrian Yanez returning against one of your favorites, D-Rose, Vinicius Salvador. UFC May 18th. I know, we're both going to be rooting for Adrian Yanez here, but yeah, man, should be a get right fight for Adrian Yanez, in my opinion, because I'm pretty sure Vinicius Salvador was fighting down at 125 anyway.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say, which he missed weight a couple of times at 125, which I'm assuming what prompted this move up. And like you said, I think this is more of a get right fight for Yanez as well. He was one of my favorite prospects coming, and he's still one of my favorite fighters. But just as far as him being like a hot shot prospect, he was one of the guys that I was pretty high on. And, unfortunately with his last two fights, the way they ended, him getting finished in both sequences, it's pretty rough for him right now. So, yeah, I'm gonna be excited to try to see him, get back into the win column. And it should be a wild fight as long as it lasts, man, because Vinicius Salvador, he normally goes out there and he's normally ready for war, win, lose, draw. So should be a good fight.
Yeah, you still didn't eat it. Man, it's prolonged the Naveen. Oh goodness. All right, here we go. We are
no more. I ain't eating no more damn beans. Damn it.
We got Jelton Almeida taking on Alexander Volkov. June 1st, dude. Kind of a quick comeback for Jelton Almeida, right? No? Yeah, I don't know, dude. UFC 302.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that he's not taking the fight in Brazil. Like I figured that he would have wanted to have turned around.
Well, that'd be even sooner after just getting knocked out.
No, and I it would be, but I guess I was thinking in terms of I know that he did want to try to get a quick turnaround to fight on that Brazil card. So because I know he was kind of saying that had he had gone out there and gotten a quick finish against Curtis Blades, he was challenging Tom Aspinall to come fight him at 301 in Brazil. So I would assume if he's going to make a quick turnaround, he would rather have done it on home soil. But to do it that quick and against Alexander Volkov, dude, I'm a big Volkov fan. He's already fought Alexander.
Look at this dude's comment. I'll bet my house, my wife, and my kids this fight's in the Apex. Brother, it says on the post, UFC 302. When is a pay-per-view ever in the Apex? This dude's trying to lose his house, wife, and kids.
Yeah, not what an idiot. Yeah, not since COVID has a pay-per-view been in the Apex. But yeah, I mean, Volkov already fought Alexander Romanov, and who's a spam takedown artist, and we saw how that went for Romanov. So I'd say this might go in pretty good favor for Volkov in this fight too.
Yeah. It'll be interesting, dude. I would probably line that at a pick 'em. I would not know who to pick there because we've also seen the way Tom Aspinall ran through Volkov too, dude. So I don't know. Let's see. Up next, we got an interesting one, dude. I'm a fan of both of these men. Man, it's news to me. We got Roma Delize taking on Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, UFC 302, June 1st as well. D-Rose, what's your thoughts on this fight?
Now this is a banger. Yeah, this is a banger of a fight. And the reason why is because Roman, he's strong as hell. We know Fluffy the way that he fights with his cardio and his pace, gets the takedowns. But Roman Delize, the dude who's never going to quit on himself, and his jiu-jitsu off his back, throws up triangles, throws up a bunch of elbows and stuff like that. So I am going to be interested in how the grappling sequences go with them as well. So that's a pretty well matched fight.
I'm interested to see how these guys size up on weigh-in day. Because if they're the same size, I gotta take Fluffy. But if Roman's just bigger, dude, like he was against Jack, I gotta take Roman. And yeah, that's the last one. That is the last one we have, D-Rose. So that is all the UFC fight news and announcements that we have for this week. So let's get into what everyone's pretty much here for, our picks and predictions for this upcoming weekend's UFC fights taking place in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Currently about a 5.5 hour drive for me. So as I said, I'll be leaving about 9-10 o'clock in the morning, heading up. Got to get the ferry around 2, and then I'll be in Atlantic City to check in my hotel around 4 or so. So pretty stoked to go up there, watch the fights this weekend. Hopefully I get to meet some fighters. Hopefully I get to meet some of you guys. If you see me up there, come say what's up. I think I'm going to try to bring some cards to like give out to kids and like people that are interested in UFC cards, because I got a lot of extra cards. So figured that's a good way to promote the channel a little bit, you know, and get people interested in UFC cards. Yeah.
And are you going to be able to actually, like, when you go up there, are you going to actually be able to log in onto like the sports books and stuff like that to check the bets? Or
I know that in Vegas I could still check them. In Tennessee I couldn't even, or one of the places I couldn't bet, but I could log in to check it. But I'm pretty sure FanDuel is legal in Jersey. Let's see. FanDuel. Let's see. New Jersey.
Yeah, because I mean that does kind of suck that, you know, you go into the fights that you got some action on. You know, it sucked that you wouldn't be able to go back and actually, you know, see what's going on with the action.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the damn state thing. They have an in-person FanDuel up there at the FanDuel Sportsbook in New Jersey. They actually have one, like an actual in-person one. Let's see here.
Yeah, I'm so prone to just doing it on my phone now. I almost wouldn't even imagine. Like, I'd be like a fish out of water trying to do it, like, you know, at like an actual casino or something like that.
Oh yeah, dude. So FanDuel even has their online casino, like available in fucking Jersey. So it's going to be no issue for me to bet while I'm up there or anything like that. Yeah. Nice. So no issue. But I mean, even if I did, I would just go make an in-person bet and, you know, just do it like that. But anyway, let's get into our chat real quick before we get started. Let's see what you guys got to say. Here we go. Almanda's experiment is over. His chin is gone. Imagine Bilal versus Leon as a pay-per-view in the Apex. You know, I could see that one. That one makes sense. That one makes sense, Colton. All right, Lush says he's taking notes. Last time I was in AC, I asked for directions and was offered crack. Oh, yeah, that's not good, brother. Stay away from the McDonald's. It's legal. Unless I've been vetting online illegally this whole time. Fair enough, brother. I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me know, Dave Fish. 4 days, brother. All right, so let's get into our fights for this weekend. Dear, not invite you. Oh man, I am an idiot.
Wait, what's wrong with the McDonald's? I mean, I know McDonald's in general.
No. He said he went. Here we go. Last time I went to AC, I asked for directions and was offered crack. Stay away from McDonald's. So apparently he probably asked for directions at a McDonald's and was offered crack. Yeah, that's why I asked for directions. It makes sense. I got it.
I mean, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, man. I mean, you gotta fill it out and, you know, fill out the market and see if you got a customer by any means.
All right, here we go. This weekend, taking place at the Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, New Jersey. We do have 14 fights, and we got another late card, D-Rose. Fight starts at 7 p.m. East Coast time, but that makes sense. As I said, 14 fights, headlined by cold-blooded Aaron Blanchfield, taking on Manon. I believe it's Furious, or I don't know, Ferocious, Manon Fear, something like that. We got the Silent Assassin, Vicente Luque, taking on New Mansa, Joaquin Buckley. We do have Dorian Rose taking on Chris Weidman. I'm sorry. We got Bruno Blendado Silva taking on Chris Weidman. Sorry. Sorry. We got Nursultan Rizaboev taking on Cedric Dumas, the most law-abiding UFC fighter there is on the roster. We do have Bill Senor Perfecto Algio taking on Kyle the Monster Nelson. We've got Chidi Bang Bang Injaquani taking on Reese McKee. We've got Nate the Train in the UFC, baby. Nate Landwehr taking on Jamal Pretty Boy Emmers. We've got Verna Janjiroba taking on Lupita Lupi Godinez. We do have Julio Arce taking on Herbert Burns. We have Connor Matthews taking on Dennis Bazooka. We've got Ebo Aslan taking on the Pleasure Man, Anton Turkali. We've got Melissa Gatto taking on Victoria Dudakova. She's the one that has had staph infection in her butthole last time she fought. We've got Andre Petrovsky taking on Jacob Malkoon, or, the Australian Curtis Blades, however you want to look at it. And our opening fight of the night, curtain jerker, if you will. We've got Angel Pacheco taking on Colin Loughran. Yeah, dude, what's your grade on the fight night card as a whole, man?
Hey, I mean, the fight night card as a whole, it's not bad. I mean, the return of Chris Weidman. You got Joaquin Buckley and Vicente Luque, two of my favorites. So, I mean, yeah, it should be a pretty good card. I'll give it a C plus. I'll give it a C plus. I ain't gonna be too hard on it, but I'm not gonna go overboard either. I'll give it a nice C plus.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I am personally a fan of a lot of fights on this card, man. Simply because, some of my favorite fighters are on this card, and it seems like I keep going to certain people's fights, and I'll just leave it at that. So, with that being said, D Rose, first fight of the night, we've got Angel Pacheco taking on the Don, Colin Loughran, dude. So, both fighters lost their last fight. Angel Pacheco is coming off the Contender Series, and he fought Danny Silva. That's the dude that fought. Who did Danny Silva fight like 2 weeks ago, D-Rose? Josh Kulabau, I believe. I believe it was Josh Kulabau that he fought. So this fight was on the Contender Series, and they went to a barn burner of a fight, dude. It was a hell of a fight on the Contender Series. So Angel Pacheco's tough, but the thing is, that fight was up at 145, D-Rose, and Angel Pacheco is moving down to 135 now. So it will be an interesting fight. Let's get into some stats real quick. Angel Pacheco is 7-2 overall, won 4 out of his last 5, while Colin Loughran is 8-1 overall, also won 4 out of his last 5, and he fought Taylor Lapilus in his UFC debut in Paris. When was it? 2-3 months ago now? 6 months ago. Time flies, yeah. Let's see here. Let's get
yeah, it really does.
Get our current odds up. Here we go. We've got currently Angel Pacheco is a plus 265 dog, and Colin Loughran is a minus 370 favorite. Pacheco is 32 years old, 5'8", and a 70-inch reach, while Loughran is 27 years old, 5'6", and a 68-inch reach. D-Rose, I have no interest in laying minus 370 on Colin Loughran to win this fight, but I'm not going to go against the odds because this is Angel Pacheco's first cut down to 135, and who knows what durability is like down at 135. And Colin Loughran looked pretty solid against Taylor Lapilus, and Taylor Lapilus just a really good fighter overall. So, yeah, give me the favorite, Colin Loughran here, but probably not going to be betting it this weekend. Which way are you going here, man?
Yeah, definitely with you in terms of the betting. Not going to have this one in a whole bunch of bets, but I do agree with you that Colin Loughran did look good against Taylor Lapilus in his last fight, even though he did lose a unanimous decision. So yeah, I think I'll just go. I'll keep it short and sweet. We'll go Colin Loughran here.
All right, me and D-Rose both on the favorite. That is Colin Loughran. And D-Rose, I didn't do something, and I should have done it before we started. Let's get this off the screen. Got off the screen real quick. Whenever it is Aaron Blanchfield Fight Week, I have this perfectly curated background for D-Rose. And I feel like I should have already had it up there. There we go. Bam. It's just perfect. It's just perfect.
You gotta
look at that.
See, I thought you were going to wait for the. See, I thought you were going to wait for the fight, but hey, we'll
it's
rock
okay.
with it. We'll rock
you know,
with
I'll just rock with it. Rock with it. This whole thing, because I'm sure you're just chomping at the bit to talk about that fight. Anyway. So let's move on.
It's the only interesting fight on the card. It's the only thing holding this card up right now. So
all right, so let's move on to the next fight. That is Andre Petroski taking on Jacob the Mamba Malkoun, or Curtis Blades if he was from Australia. Yeah. Anyway, Andre Petroski 10-2 overall, while Jacob Malkoun is 7-3 overall. Out of his last 5, he has got a DQ. Dude, do you remember 6 months ago when Cody Brundage absolutely snoozed Jacob Malkoun, dude? Absolutely crazy. Lost in the first round to Cody Brundage there, and lost to Brendan Allen almost 2 years ago. But aside from that, Jacob Malkoun's pretty good. You just can't get knocked out by Cody Brundage in the first round like that, dude.
Cody Brundage, there to ruin all your bets. Without a doubt, he will ruin your bets.
Anyway, Andre Petroski is 32 years old, 6 foot and a 73-inch reach, while Jacob Malkoun is 28 years old, 5'9" and a 73-inch reach. D-Rose, I would say I'll let you go here first, man, but you already know who I'm picking because I made a parlay earlier in the week and I sent it to you. So you already know who I'm picking here. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I don't think there is a better single leg takedown artist in the entire UFC than Jacob Malkoun. So yeah, dude, I just expect Jacob Malkoun to go out here and do what he always does, just single leg takedown fighters and wrestle them for a full 3 rounds, dude. We've only seen Jacob Malkoun get snoozed really once, and that was against Phil Hawes. And that's MMA math for you. Congratulations, figure that one out. But yeah, dude, I expect Jacob Malkoun to just come in here, single leg Andre Petroski, all 3 rounds, get the decision win. Which way are you going here? Oh yeah, currently odds for this plus 186 for Andre Petroski, minus 245 for Andre Petroski. I mean minus 245 for Jacob Malkoun.
Yeah, I hate the line, man. I do want to sprinkle some action in there on Jacob Malkoun, because I do think that if you go back to Andre Petroski, his last couple fights, I mean, he got smoked up by Michel Pereira in the first minute of that fight, so you can't really hold that much against him. But even if you go back to that GM3 fight that he had for Petroski, I mean, Petroski was a little winded there late as the fight started going. And GM3 was kind of tagging him up, and he was able to use some of his wrestling to be able to, get back into that fight as well. Now, Petroski was able to get up in certain instances over there. But I do think that Malkoun, I think he's obviously doesn't have the submission threat that GM3 does, but I think the better wrestling threat also, but similar boxing skills. So you're not going to see a lot of leg kicks or anything from Jacob Malkoun. You're just going to see a lot of heavy boxing pressure to set up his wrestling. I just think you're going to see a lot of pace put on Andre Petroski here. And I think Malkoun gets it done by decision. So for me, the action I'm probably going to play is probably going to be probably Malkoun round 3 or decision, and maybe a decision parlay as well.
Fair enough. I like it, D-Rose. We've got Fight Fusion. Hey, my other account is Hulk Lungs. I hope one day my YouTube channel is as good as yours. I appreciate that, man. I truly do. Although a lot of people may argue with you that my channel is dog shit, So, I appreciate that you like my channel, man. He didn't get KO by Brundage. It was a DQ. It was a joke, man. I thought that was a clear sarcasm there.
Yeah, no, and also he just likes to rib me because I will always talk about Cody Brundage ruining every bet that you will ever place. No matter which way you bet it, it will be ruined because Cody Brundage is involved. Like, just word of advice, stay away from betting any of his fights. Any fight that he's involved in whatsoever.
All right. So with that being said, we do have Melissa Gatto taking on Victoria Dudakova. If you don't remember, she's the one that had staph infection in her butthole last fight. Yeah. against Junior Fry. Anyway, Melissa got to 8-2-2 overall, won 3 of her last 5, but lost her last 2 against Tracy Cortez and Ariane Lipsky, though. Ariane Lipsky split decision. Tracy Cortez unanimous, though. Victoria Dudakova is undefeated. She broke Estela Nunez's arm on a takedown in her first fight and was like, that's what happens. And then in her last fight, she had staph in her butthole and barely beat Junior Fry, dude. That was a close. I understand it was a unanimous decision win, dude, but that fight was a lot closer than what I would have liked it to be, dude. Victoria Dudakova plus 126. Melissa Gatto minus 162, dude. What do we have here? Interesting. Melissa Gatto, 28 years old, 5'5", and a 69-inch reach, while Victoria Dudakova is 25 years old, 5'5", and a 67-inch reach as well, dude. I expected Dudakova to be the favorite here, dude, and I was going to go the dog in Gatto, but Gatto, the minus 162 favorite, man. I personally think that Gatto's UFC experience and top control will be the difference here. So if Melissa Gatto doesn't submit Victoria Dudakova, dude, give me Melissa Gatto to win this fight cleanly. Give me a decision win for Melissa Gatto. Which way are you going here, D-Rose?
Man, this is one that I've kind of been going back and forth on. Melissa Gatto, as you said, she's had kind of a rough run. And Victoria Dudakova, she is moving up in weight. Am I right? Is she moving up to 125?
Yeah. So she's also moving up as well.
Yeah. So she's moving up in weight class.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that was one that was the one where the same night it was 3 different fighters, they all had staph, right?
And they all fought, and then dude's face is in the octagon, and why does it matter to anyone? Because people's faces are going to be on that,
literally. Yeah, I remember it was a big deal that 3 or 4 different fighters came out and had admitted they all had staph that night. Yeah. But no, I think Victoria Dudakova, she does have good wrestling. Melissa Gatto, she kind of reminds me the way almost like a poor woman's version of Amanda Hebos. Decent striker, decent wrestler. But Victoria Dudakova, man, I think she's got good wrestling. She's younger, but I think she's going to have a little bit more of the speed advantage. And she's also got good wrestling as well. Good hip tosses. I'm going Victoria Dudakova here. I think I'm going to take a little shot on the dog. Let's go Victoria Dudakova.
All right, dude. I don't hate it. I see why that is your play. But yeah, I don't know. Let's move on to the next one. I'm
surprised she's the dog, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
I thought
me too.
Pick him, but
I thought Gatto would have been the dog there, but anyway, another one of my favorite fighters to talk about, D-Rose, the pleasure man, Anton Turkalj, is fighting this weekend. Anyway, he is going to be taking on Ibo Aslan. He is 12-1 overall, won 4 of his last 5. This will be his first fight in the UFC. On the other hand, Anton Turkalj, 8-3 overall, was undefeated before the UFC and then lost 3 in a row when he joined the UFC. All to Tyson Pedro knockout, Vitor Petrino decision, and Gelton Almeida. So obviously all people that can obviously get you out of there early. Anyway, currently odds for this, minus 130 for Ibo Aslan, plus 102 for Anton Turkalj. Ibo is 27 years old, 6'3", and a 77.5-inch reach, while Anton Turkalj is 27 years old, 6'4", and a 78-inch reach. D-Rose, I don't know if I should hide this information from you or go ahead and give it to you. The one loss that Ibo has on his record, dude, is by none other than Anton Turkalj. Yeah. So I went back and I watched that fight almost 4 years ago, dude. Dude, Ibo looks like he wakes up in the mornings and you know how fucking most people are let me get a glass of water, let me go pee, let me brush my teeth. He's like, where's my steroids at? he wakes up in the morning and just does steroids, dude. There's no way this dude is a natural, dude. It's crazy how steroided this guy is. Anyway, he can't last past the first round, dude. That's the issue. All of his fights pretty much end in the first round. And so this fight is round 1 Ibo knockout, or just like the fight happened in their last fight, Anton Turkalj round 2 submission. So I'm going Anton Turkalj to submit Aslan again because he's probably not a good fighter. He's just a big guy that can knock out people, dude. So give me Anton Turkalj round 2 submission once again here. Which way are you going here, D-Rose?
Yeah, and you can kind of even see from his Tapology picture to even like his picture for the UFC now. Like there's a lot more body definition in those older pictures than there is in his more updated UFC pictures. I'm talking about Ibo Aslan here.
Yeah,
and yeah, so I didn't watch the fight, but I did see that Anton Turkalj was this guy's only loss. And as you said, all of Ibo Islam's wins, I mean, I don't think any of them have gotten out of. I think one of them have gone into the third round. Other than that, they're all first round finishes. And Anton Turkalj, I mean, I think if he had not gotten caught early in that fight against Tyson Pedro, I mean, Tyson Pedro, we have seen him, wear in fights the later they've gone, but he's also a sniper when it comes to striking too. So. Anton Turkalj hasn't had the easiest road in the UFC, but yeah, I think he can go ahead and get the job done, get his first UFC win here. So I am actually first win in a while, let's say that. But yeah, I am actually with you and going Anton Turkalj here.
That's surprising, man. I did not ever think you would pick the Pleasure Man, dude. I think I probably picked the Pleasure Man in every single one of his fights, and he's never won.
No, and if you actually notice, like there's always a theme with me with guys who get a lot of early finishes that aren't able to go into the later distance of the fight. That stuff always just worries me, man, when you get to a certain level in the UFC. And that's what worries me about Aslan.
Yeah, I see why. And it's like he already lost to the dude once, Like, anyway, here we go, dude. Next
not that long
fight,
ago either.
Yeah. Next fight of the night, we do have one that I am not interested in at all. We have Connor Matthews taking on their controller, Connor Matthews, taking on the great Dennis Bazooka, dude. Connor Matthews 7-1 overall, won 4 of his last 5, while Dennis Bazooka is 11-4 overall and hasn't won a fight in the UFC yet. Came into the UFC, lost 2 in a row. Currently odds for this fight are plus 102 for Connor Matthews, minus 130 for Dennis Bazooka, which is kind of surprising. I don't feel good about that. Connor Matthews is 31 years old, 5'8" and a 71-inch reach, trains with a New England cartel. And Dennis Bazooka is 26 years old, 5'9" and a 70-inch reach, trains at Saralaga MMA, dude. So kind of both somewhat hometown guys. I guess Dennis Bazooka would be kind of more of the crowd favorite there. I'm gonna let you go here first, man. I don't have a lean for this fight, but I guess I'll pick somebody.
Yeah, I'm definitely up in the air on this fight because Dennis Bazooka has not had the best of luck in his UFC run so far. I know he's kind of had that, that Sarah Longo kind of backing, but yeah, especially getting finished by Jamal Emmers the way he did. Jamal Emmers, pieced him up pretty good with those leg kicks before he finished with the hands, and yeah, I mean it's gonna be hard for me to pull the trigger on him, but yeah, I think Dennis Bazooka, he's had a little bit of a tough run in the UFC. His first couple of matchups, took a really short notice fight against Sean Woodson, and took Sean Woodson, deep into that fight. Some people could have made the argument that he won. And I think for Connor Matthews, I think, although he does have, some pretty decent experience. I mean, I think with Bazooka having the experience against the prior opponents that he has in the UFC, plus I think with the backing of the Sarah Longo team with him, man, I think he could use a lot of his wrestling here to try and get the job done. Now, if he tries to stay in there and box with Connor Matthews comes out of New England cartel gym, and a lot of those guys, their hands are crisp, and all of them can box, man. So it could be a tough matchup for Dennis Bazooka here. But I think if he uses his wrestling, he should be able to get it done. I'll say Dennis Bazooka by decision. And we'll ride with Bazooka here.
All right, dude. As I said, I don't feel great about it. I will pick Dennis Bazooka, but I wish he was the dog, man. I just wish this was an even fight, dude. I don't like that he's the favorite. I think that's what's throwing me off just a little bit. Let's see.
I mean, he's minus 120. I mean, you might as well say it's you might as well say he's a pick.
Minus 130 now, plus 102 the other way.
Okay, well, it's swelled up a little bit, but
Yeah.
But yeah, not that big of a favorite though. So I mean, that's
But it's
about
Dennis
where I.
Bazooka.
That's about where I. Yeah,
It's Dennis
but that's
Bazooka.
about where I'd expect. Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
about where I'd expected though. It's about at that line. So
Yeah, Bazooka Joe. Anyway, so me and D-Rose are both on Dennis Bazooka here. I believe we should get 2 more. I know we'll be picking different in the main event. See if we got one more along the way, dude. All right, this next one's going to be a quick one, D-Rose. So come on, let me click on it, brother. Come on, Tapology, you got it. There we go. Is it up on the screen? It is not. Here we go. So next fight of the night, we do have Julio Arce taking on Herbert the Blaze Burns, and the Blaze couldn't be a better name for him, dude, because a Blaze kind of just goes and goes real quick. It's gone, and that's just like Herbert Burns' gas tank, dude. I'm not even giving y'all the stats here. I refuse to give this fighter respect, man. After what I witnessed in his last fight, dude, no, he should have been cut. Yeah, give me Julio Arce to defeat Herbert Burns anytime past the first round. Round 1 might be tough, but you know, it is what it is. That dude, look at the
exhausted from damage is wild. That's wild, dude. Crazy.
Anyway, we saw Gilbert Burns carry his brother out in his last fight, dude. Currently, odds for this are minus 440 for Julio Arce, plus 310 for Herbert Burns. Yeah, outside of a round 1 submission for Herbert Burns, Julio Arce has this, man. Give me Julio Arce round 2 knockout. Which way are you going here?
Yeah, I'm not. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not betting for 100% sure is this fight. I'm not. I'm staying as far away from this fight as I can in terms of any type of betting wise. But and Julio Arce, he's on kind of like his win-loss streak here. He usually wins 1, loses 1. He lost his last fight, so he's due for that win. And as you said, Herbert Burns, finished by Daniel Pineda and finished by Bill Algeo due to exhaustion. So and I would say Julio Arce has fought the much tougher competition in the UFC so far. So yeah, let's go Julio Arce here.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have picked Herbert Burns, I would have been like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm convinced Herbert Burns is Alistair Overeem's brother. Yeah.
You know what?
Possibly.
You're right on. You're right on. Because you're damn right. He does. He looks more like Alistair than he does Gilbert. 100%.
Gilbert, yeah. Well, yeah, Derek Jufrey in here. I got your brother. Sorry I'm late because I'm at work. It's okay, brother. As long as you're listening, I appreciate it. Whether it's live, you go back, we appreciate you either way, Derek. So moving on along, D-Rose. We got an interesting one here, all right? We have none other than Virna Jandiroba taking on my girl, Lupita Godinez. So Kakarai is 19-3 overall. Lupi Godinez is 12-3 overall. Currently, odds for this fight, D-Rose, are minus 210 for Lupi Godinez, plus 162 for Virna Jandiroba. Virna is 35 years old, 5'3", and a 64-inch reach, while Lupi Godinez is 30 years old, 5'2", and a 61-inch reach. D-Rose, I'm going to let you break this one down first, my guy. But before you do, I know you kind of been waiting on, like, what's his little surprise? I hooked you up with the Aaron Blanchfield one. I figured for this fight, and when she fights D-Rose, bam, Lupi Godinez, #1 fan. I knew you would get a kick out of it. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and let you break it down, and then I'll make my clear pick that is Lupi Godinez. But go for it, brother.
If it is if the prediction will go any way like how Matt's last viewing of Lupi's fight was, is let's go Lupi, let's go Lupi, let's go Lupi, let's go. Yeah. So, but honestly, this fight, I hate the way that Lupi is actually a little bit of a heavy. Yeah, because it's a lot closer of a fight than what the odds are going to lead you to believe, man. I mean, I think. Virna, obviously she's good with her jiu-jitsu. Her striking, obviously it could use some work a little bit, but she's got decent boxing. And I think if the fight goes to the ground, man, I mean, she's able to initiate the if she's able to initiate the takedowns and the grappling exchanges, she's dictating where the pace goes. Verna's a live dog, man. I mean, she's not easy to put away. I don't think she's ever been put away in her career, so I wouldn't imagine it would start here. But I do think Loopy. I think the thing that works best for her is just her boxing and her pressure, and she's got good wrestling as well. So I think where Verna kind of lacks in that boxing department and the striking department, I think that's where Loopy can really take advantage of her at. And we have seen Verna Jandiroba in the Amanda Hebos fight and the Mackenzie Dern fight, in both those fights, when she was getting wrestled and when she was on bottom, she was, able to get controlled a little bit more. And Loopy has shown a lot of strength in her last couple fights. And I think Loopy ends up getting it done here. I'm going to say that Loopy gets it done by decision. Verna's going to be tough as hell to finish. I think the fight, again, a lot closer than what the betting odds are going to lead you to believe. But I do think Loopy, better athlete, better striker. And I think she's going to possess more strength in the wrestling. So I think Loopy gets it done here.
Yeah, kind of. I don't want to say took the words out of my mouth, but I'll like what you said. The only thing you didn't mention is I'm a fan of Loopy, but God, sometimes her fight IQ, dude. I'm like, Loopy, no, what are you doing? Or like the who was it? The Angie Hill fight, dude. Just take Angie down, shoot for a takedown, Loopy, please. And no, she just stayed at distance, getting boxed up with her. My thing here in this fight, D-Rose, if she stays on the feet, dude, she is worlds better on the feet than Verna Jandiroba, dude. Verna Jandiroba's striking is not good. I don't know if it's because she can't see, but it's just not good, dude. Yeah, I don't know. It's just terrible. And that's the only reason why I can think it's not even improving. It's just she's got to grab you to do anything. And I think that's where Loopy might run into issues is if she ends up with Verna on top, dude. If Verna ends up on top, I'm like, oh fuck, dude. Here we go. Let's get out of this round, please. But I think Loopy for sure has the better hands, better footwork, as you said, better wrestling. Just the jiu-jitsu maybe might scare me a little bit if it gets down there. I see Loopy Godinez winning, but does Verna see it? I'm going Loopy Godinez.
Yeah, I mean, Verna, if there's one thing that you can say, she's got all corners of the room on lock. So ain't nobody gonna be able to sneak attack her by any means.
In our last few podcasts, I believe we said she had an eye for the fight game, if you will.
Yeah, if there's one thing that you can say about Verna, ain't nobody gonna be able to jump her. Like, there's no ambush site that's gonna be able to get a hold of Verna. I mean, she's got all corners of the room unlocked. What you gonna do?
Fight Fusion. Did y'all eat the beans? Sorry. Yeah, beans have been eaten. D-Rose got a dirty dishwater bean, and it was fantastic. Anyway,
absolutely awful. Do not remind me of that. That was awful. I hate it.
Anyway, so moving on along, D-Rose. Me and D-Rose both on Loopy Godinez to win that fight. I wouldn't have been mad at you if you would have went the other way, did there, D-Rose? Because that fight should be a little bit closer aligned than it is, I personally believe. But anyway, we got our next fight of the night here. We got Nate the Train in the UFC, baby, taking on pretty boy Jamal Emmers, dude. Nate the Train in the UFC, baby, is 17-5 overall, while pretty boy Jamal Emmers is 20-7. Nate the Train in the UFC, baby, is 35 years old, 5'9", and a 70-inch reach, while Jamal pretty boy Emmers is 34 years old, 5'10", and a 74-inch reach. D-Rose, how do I say this? Jamal Emmers is overall the better athlete, probably the better fighter, to be honest. But once again, as I was just talking about Loopy and her fight IQ, Jamal Emmers' fight IQ is like, dude, it's probably like the temperature outside right now. Like, it's that number. And it's cold outside. Like, it's like he knocked down Pat Sabatini, went to the ground with him, got heel hooked in like 3 seconds. Had a striking contest with Giga Chikadze, and then about 8 minutes into the fight, he's like, maybe I should wrestle this guy. And then he starts to wrestle, loses the fight via split decision. In his last fight, he did knock out Dennis Bazooka. But I think he's good when he's in control of the fight. So if he was in control of this fight, I would say Jamal Emmers is probably going to win this fight. But you know who he's fighting, D-Rose? Nate the Train in the UFC, baby. He ain't going to have control of this fight, dude. Nate the Trainer runs forward with reckless abandonment. He's going to get hit. He might get knocked down, but guess what? He's tough as a motherfucker, and he's going to continue to walk forward and throw heat at your face. So give me the dog here. Nate the Train in the UFC, baby, at a plus 172. And if you hear me yelling that in the TV this weekend in Atlantic City, you can already know who it is because I will be within yelling distance of the cage.
Yeah, no, I know you're going to be going absolutely nuts watching your boy. Is this going to be the first time you get to watch him live?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I know you'll be like, that Trey had power in his hands.
Trey got power in his hands.
I know you're going to be just throwing like all his little quotes at him at once. I'm sure he's probably going to be like, who the hell is that yelling in the crowd? Man, and this is another fight that I hate the betting line for, because I think if you like for Jamal Emmers to be, basically minus 200, yeah, I mean that's tough, man, because I think Nate is a lot tougher of a fight than that, and Jamal Emmers, I don't know if he's really done enough in his career so far to really warrant being that big of a favorite. And I think that Nate, his biggest thing is that
I think Dane Ige was like a minus 220 favorite over Nate Landwehr. And it's crazy that Jamal Emmers is basically the same line. Like, what?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's what's kind of throwing me off a little bit in terms of this fight. But when I actually look at it, I do think that Nate's a little bit more leaves his chin up in the air there for him to get hit. Jamal Emmers is a more precise striker. Now, one thing Nate Landwehr can do, and as we saw in that Anama fight, man, if you don't put him away early, he can absolutely use that pressure, wrestling, and his boxing to, absolutely wear you out as the fight goes. So that does have me a little bit worried, but I am going to go Jamal Emmers here. I think that, like I said, better precise striking. If he's able to use his footwork, not let Nate Landwehr really walk him down, I think he can use his nice 1-2 and leg kicks and to be able to kind of, keep the fight at range and be able to win the fight. So I'm going to go Jamal Emmers here.
Yeah, I'll take the 145-pound madman that is Nate Landwehr, dude. Dude, just his story is like nuts, dude. He fought in like fucking Russia for like those dudes that would like sign you to a fight like on your way there, like on the plane, change it like 3 or 4 times. And then when you get there, they're like, you're actually going to fight your regular guy. And he's like, all right, cool. And then like the next day, like an hour before the fight, they're like, actually, you're going to fight this new undefeated prospect, dude. And he didn't give a fuck. He would just fight these dudes and won 5 times in a row, dude. It's crazy. I love
it. Yeah, he's an absolute madman.
Bean Gate is no more. Definitely not. We got him. The bad beans. All right. So here we go. Up next, the roast, we've got Chidi Bang Bang Njokuani taking on Reese Skeletor McGee. Dude, this is going to be an interesting fight. And y'all might already know why, but let me explain it. So Chidi Njokuani is 22-10. Out of his last 5, he is 2-3. Reese McKee is 13-5-1 overall. Out of his last 5, he has 1-3. Currently, odds for this is minus 156 for Chidi Njokuani, plus 122 for Reese McKee. Chidi is 35 years old, 6'3", and an 80-inch reach, while Reese McKee is 28 years old, 6'2", and a 78-inch reach. D-Rose, Chidi is moving down to 170 pounds for this fight. I'm going to let you break it down first, and I'm going to let you make your pick, man.
Yeah, this is the fight that, it is pretty interesting. As you said, Chidi moving down from 185 down to 170. So, he's always had power in his hands, always been super explosive. Reese McKee, a guy who is on his second stint in the UFC right now. And one of the things that he has always struggled with is kind of like that wrestling defense. And Ange Lusa was able to wrestle him up pretty good in that last fight. And I don't think he's going to have to worry about that necessarily with Chidi, but you never know what you can expect from a fighter being on a 3-fight losing streak the way that Chidi is, that they might be able to pull some new, tricks out the bag to be able to try to get the job done.
He's got good jiu-jitsu, dude.
Yeah, exactly. So, and we haven't really seen him use much of his wrestling because he's so explosive with his hands. But I do think that you could see a little bit more of a different game plan from Chidi Njokuani coming into this weekend. Might not necessarily see as much, standing and banging as we might want to see. I do think that you could see some wrestling here from Chidi Njokuani to slow this fight down. As I said, his back is against the wall on a 3-fight losing streak right now. We've seen the potency that he has in his hands. He's hurt, RoboCop when he fought him. He hurt Michal Olszewski when he fought him at first.
Dude, I don't know how RoboCop didn't die in that fight.
Yeah, I mean, the shots that he landed against RoboCop, and for RoboCop to keep walking, we know the potency that Chidi that he has in his hands, but he does tend to gas in a lot of his fights too. But I think for this fight, he's going to be the naturally bigger dude against Reese McKee, and I think that he uses his size to his advantage here and gets the job done. And a lot of Reese McKee's losses, you have seen him get finished. So if I'm probably going to go Chidi third round 3 or decision here, or I'll probably just end up doing like a KO or by decision, maybe a submission or decision on like a double chance to see if I could, get a little bit more juice for the squeeze. But I do think Chidi gets it done here.
All right, D-Rose, I'm with you, but I'm against you at the same time here because I think Chidi wins, and I've already sent you like the bet that I have. I got Chidi parlayed up, but I personally think the size difference is what's going to make a drastic, not like height or anything. I'm saying the mass that Chidi is able to come into the cage with on Saturday night. I think he knocks out Reese McKee early, dude. And if he doesn't knock out Reese McKee, I think that extra weight cut is going to make him gas even more, dude. So me personally, I'm taking Chidi round 1 knockout, or I'll be probably Reese McKee round 2, round 3 TKO, something like that. Because if Chidi don't get him out of there early, dude, I kind of expect him to gas just a little bit. But I do expect Chidi first round knockout. So me and D-Rose both on Chidi Njokuani, bang this weekend. But he thinks via decision, I am going via knockout. So definitely interesting fight there, D-Rose.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Yeah, and like I said, I can see Chidi I can see him using his wrestling and try to slow the fight down a little bit too.
I don't hate it. I wouldn't mind it. I just need Chidi to win.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't care how he does it.
With that straight up. Yeah, you just need it however you can get it.
Yeah. Anyway, so our next am I sharing, D-Rose? Yeah, I'm sharing. All right. So our next fight of the night is Senor Perfecto, one of my personal favorite fighters to watch. Or is it Julian Erosa or Billy Q or all the fighters that fought this past weekend? I get them confused. I don't know. Anyway, Senor Perfecto is going to be taking on the monster Kyle Nelson, dude. Senor Perfecto, Bill Algeo, is 18-7, won 4 of his last 5, while the monster Kyle Nelson is 15-5-1, 1-2, lost 2, and a draw out of his last 5. Currently, odds for this fight. Holy shit, we got a lot more fights left to go, dude. Minus 250, Bill Algeo, plus 190, Kyle Nelson. Bill Algeo, 34 years old, 6 foot, 73-inch reach, while Kyle Nelson, 32 years old, 5'11", 71-inch reach. Dude, I feel like, Kyle Nelson, I feel like he's not a good fighter, and I keep picking against his last. Let's see, this fight, Doo-Ho Choi, this fight, he should have lost. Doo-Ho Choi was like, it was like a headbutt on the ground while he was trying to get him dumb point deduction. He should have lost that fight. And then this one, dude, Blake Builder and Padilla, dude. That Padilla fight was also, dude, that fight was closer than a unanimous decision. And Blake Builder just decided he didn't want to do anything in Canada, I believe, dude. So, yeah, I don't know, man. This fight, I don't think I can just I can't pick Kyle fucking Nelson because I know Senor Perfecto is a dog, dude. He's got gas. And even late, dude, he'll still finish you. So give me Senor Perfecto, 3 or decision. I like that. What is minus 2? Yeah, he's a pretty big favorite. Dude, Kyle Nelson plus 190, dog. That's not a bad play this weekend. Which way are you going here, D-Rose?
Yeah, it's hard to count Kyle Nelson out because I'm with you the last couple times
I have counted
him out. Yeah, last couple of times I have counted him out. He, he has gotten the job done. Now, Fernando Padilla, he did say that he didn't use all his tools against Kyle Nelson. He just tried to make it a boxing match. So I think Bill Algeo, he's been in the UFC a little bit longer. He's fought a little bit tougher competition. And I think that, fight IQ wise, he's going to be able to implement that, use all facets of the game here and be able to get it done. I'll say Bill Algeo. I'll say by decision, but I think Bill Algeo gets it done.
All right, fair enough. Me and D-Rose both on Senor Perfecto, Bill Algeo this weekend. Up next, we've got Nursultan Black Rizaboev.
Feel like we haven't seen him.
Nursultan, after knocking out Bruno Ferreira, right? That's the last time he fought.
Yeah, I mean, hell, that was almost a year ago, dude. I mean, a while ago since he fought.
Anyway, Nursultan Rizaboev taking on, the most law-abiding fighter on the UFC roster, dude. Like, I'm sure the police love hanging out with this guy, Cedric Dumas. I'm sure he just donates to their police force all the time. Has no issues with the law ever, dude. Anyway, Nursultan Rizaboev 33-8-2, while Cedric Dumas is 9-1. Nursultan won all 5 of his last 5, while Cedric Dumas lost to, I believe, Josh Friend. Yep, that's not good. Yep. Currently, odds for this fight are minus 250 for Nursultan Rizaboev and plus 190 for Cedric Dumas, dude. The odds have gotten closer since Tapology, dude, which is surprising. Anyway, Nursultan Rizaboev fighting out of the Philly Gracie gym up there with Sean Brady, Joe Pyfer, and all them. He is 30 years old. 6'5", D-Rose at fucking middleweight, dude. Holy shit, that's a big guy.
Huge.
On the other hand, Cedric Dumas, fighting out of Pensacola, Florida, 28 years old, 6'2", 79-inch reach. And it says gym is Port City Combat Sports, but I believe it was the county jail about a month of his training camp. Anyway, sorry. Dude, the dude got arrested last month for beating up his girlfriend. What are you doing, dude? Dude, get your shit together, man. Just a piece of shit guy. Give me Nursultan to finish. I don't want to say finish him because I just don't like him, but give me Nursultan Rizaboev to win this fight, dude. And minus 250. That's a solid parlay piece for me. I don't think Cedric is that good of a fighter, and I don't think his head's really in the game, dude.
That's 100% fair. And I think Nursultan, more experience, I think more tools. We've seen Cedric, whenever he does fight a wrestler like Josh Friend, Josh Friend was able to control him pretty easy. Cody Brundage, again, he will burn you every time. So he just made constant dumb decisions against Cedric Dumas. I think Nursultan, a little bit more experience, should have the better fight IQ here. So I think Nursultan gets it done. Maybe by submission. I'd like to see what a submission prop would be, but let's go Nursultan here.
All right, I like it. Me and D-Rose both on Nursultan Rizaboev. D-Rose going to be fighting Chris Weidman this weekend, Here we go. Bruno Blendado Silva taking on the All-American Chris Weidman. Bruno Silva, out of his last 5 fights, he is 1-4, but overall he is 23-10. Chris Weidman, also out of his last 5 fights, 1-4, 15-7 overall. Currently, odds for this fight are plus 215 for Chris Weidman, minus 290 for Bruno Silva, dude. Bruno Silva, 34 years old, 6 foot and a 74-inch reach, while Chris Weidman is 39 years old, 6'2" and a 78-inch reach. D-Rose, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm going Chris Weidman to get a win in his hometown. Truly, I think he's the better wrestler. And just looking at the stats, dude, he's clearly the bigger guy of the two, dude. And, dude, in the Brad Tavares fight, he didn't give up, dude. He was still walking. Round 3, round 3 was up in the air, dude. I may have gave round 3 to Chris Weidman. So he's still tough as all hell, dude. So give me Chris Weidman to defeat D-Rose this weekend via decision, man. Maybe, I don't know. But dude, Bruno loves getting submitted though, too. Like that's the only way he loses is by sub. So shit, dude. Chris Weidman might even submit Bruno Silva this weekend. But give me the All-American, the dog this weekend. Chris Weidman plus 215, baby. Bigger than any dog D-Rose had last week, talking all that shit. I had all the dogs.
Yeah. Well, Well, here's the problem. This is it's an emotional play for me.
D-Rose going Chris Weidman too.
Well, because
D-Rose shaving points off the fight. There we go.
I chose Chris Weidman against Brad Tavares in that last fight as well. Of course, it did not pan out that way, but I think Chris Weidman, listening to him, he was not prepared for the leg kicks from Brad Tavares going into that last fight. Even though, he said in hindsight he probably should have expected it, but he knew from Brad Tavares' game that he was mostly a boxer, so he was surprised to see the leg kicks. The leg kicks is what he's prepared for this time around. Chris Weidman has shown a rough chin, so Bruno Silva can crack, but also Bruno Silva does get hit, and he has lost by submission a lot. You go to the GM3 fight, you go to the Brendan Allen fight, he got clubbed and subbed in all those fights. I think, head movement might be a thing that gets Bruno Silva in this fight here. He gets hit with a big shot. Weidman gets him down to the ground and gets a rear naked choke here. So this is a straight emotional play, but I am 100% with you here. I am going Chris Weidman.
Hell yeah. One last time for the old dog. Kind of close to his hometown, dude. Me and D-Rose both on the All-American Chris Weidman to get the win over Bruno Silva. What's up?
And to hear the walkout music too, to hear the Anna won't back down. Like I normally don't get hyped to songs like that, but hearing Chris Weidman walk up to that song, yeah, I'm gonna be pumped up hearing him walk out to that song.
Hell yeah, dude. We have probably one of the most interesting fights on the card next, D-Rose, and I'm torn here, man. I might have you break this one down first. We do have the silent assassin, Vicente Luque, taking on New Mansa, Joaquin Buckley. Vicente Luque, 22-9-1 overall, while New Mansa, Joaquin Buckley, 17-6. Currently, odds for this fight are -118 for Vicente Luque, -108 for Joaquin Buckley, dude. Vicente is 32 years old, 5'11", and a 76-inch reach, while Joaquin Buckley is 29 years old. It says 5'10", but probably more like 5'8", 5'9", and a 76-inch reach as well. Yeah, D-Rose, I'm gonna let you go first, brother.
Yeah, this is the fight that, two guys that, I've rooted for routinely in the UFC. I will say it all the time that Vicente Luque has put on one of the top 5 favorite fights that I've ever seen between him and Brian Barberena. And Joaquin Buckley, we know the posters that he's been able to put up as far as, the highlight reel finishes in the UFC so far. So this is a really tough fight for me to pick between. And I think for me, the biggest difference between, picking this fight is Vicente Luque is the more well-balanced fighter. I would say that, is more dangerous in terms of, I think he has more ways to win. I think if you look at Joaquin Buckley, I think he is the better athlete. And I think if you talk about in terms of maybe just sheer power, I do think that, Joaquin Buckley has a little bit more sheer power. Here's the thing that I struggle with, man, is that Vicente Luque has notoriously struggled against good athletes. Wonder Boy, Jeff Neal. I mean, when you go back to the losses that he has
steroided Bilal.
Exactly. But yeah, if you go back to a lot of Luque's losses, man, it's against guys who you can make the argument that are better athletes than him that know how to implement that foot movement. And Joaquin Buckley, man, he hits hard. And so he throws a lot of hooks. He does not throw a lot of straight punches. So I think that's one way that Vicente Luque could block the shots. But man, I think Buckley's live, man. And I think Buckley actually gets it done. And man, as much as I hate to say it, I think Buckley actually knocks him out. I think Joaquin Buckley goes in here, and I think he actually finishes Vicente Luque. I think I'm gonna go Vicente, or I think I'm gonna go Joaquin Buckley here by knockout.
That's one of your favorite fighters, D-Rose. How you gonna do him like that, man? I don't hate it, because the reason why I had you break this down first is because I already have my reason for going the opposite either way here, because I would like this one to be an opposite fight, whether it's actually in it or not. I don't really mind. But one thing that I do like is I don't want to say Vicente's ability to take fighters down, but just the ability to end up on the ground on top, dude. Because I was watching RDA versus Vicente Luque, I think Sunday night or something like that, and my recollection from that fight was like Vicente didn't really want to strike with him, and he kept taking him down. Isn't that what you remember happening from that fight?
I remember him winning a lot of the grappling sequences. Like I remember they would be in striking exchanges. They end up in the clinch. Luque backs him up to the fence and then takes him down. Like that's what I remember.
Dude, so what I went back and I saw for the fight is, do you know Luque shot 0 takedowns that entire fight? Every time they ended up like that, it was because RDA would clinch or RDA would go for like a takedown. So I think maybe this narrative is out that like Vicente Luque like doesn't want to strike now that he's just going to fucking wrestle. I think it was just the respect that Vicente had for RDA, like as a fucking former fucking champion, and knowing how dangerous he was. So give me Vicente Luque to get back to his old ways here this week. Just march down Joaquin Buckley, and this is to be a barn burner firefight, and give me Vicente Luque to win this fight via decision, dude. That to land the more powerful shots, just do more damage across the 3 rounds, maybe get a few takedowns here and there, do some control time. Give me Vicente Luque via decision, man.
Sure. Yeah, it's a tough one, man. I mean, I'm definitely torn. Fight, it should be a banger of a fight, as you said. I mean, and like you said, it's hard for me to pick against Luque.
And the odds insist it too. It's basically dead even. -118, -108.
Yeah.
All right, man. It is time for the main event of the evening, and I know you are ready for it, my guy. If y'all haven't already, do your boys a favor, hit that thumbs up button for us. Yeah, here we go. Main event of the evening. We've got cold-blooded Aaron Blanchfield taking on the Beast. I said Ferocity or the Fury. I was just wrong. The Beast, Manon Fury, dude. Anyway, Aaron Cold-Blooded Blanchfield is 12-1 overall, while Manon Fury is 11-1 overall. All fighters have won all of their last 5. Currently, odds for this fight are -194 Aaron Blanchfield, +150 for Manon Fury. Aaron Blanchfield, 24 years old, 5'4", 68-inch reach, while Manon Fury is 34 years old, 5'7", and a 66-inch reach. So before we get started, let me stop sharing this and let's get this this background change to what it should be. There we go. Aaron Blanchfield, #1 fan, D-Rose. I am going to go Manon Fury here, D-Rose. I have said this every time Aaron Blanchfield fights, dude. She chases the person she's fighting until she can just grab them, dude. If a person's got good enough footwork, dude, they're going to step back, and when she reaches, they're going to fucking clock her ass and fuck her up, dude. Talia Santos got her a few times and I'm like, there it is. There it is. Let her fight someone that's better on the feet than Talia Santos, dude. And I get my wish here. We got the Beast, Manon Fury, dude. I think Manon Fury knocks out Aaron Blanchfield this weekend. She's young. She's got plenty of time to come back and improve. But yeah, give me Manon Fury to outclass, out-footwork, outstrike. And whenever Aaron Blanchfield gets close, just that 1-2 off to the side, and then maybe even a 1-2 again while she's looking a different way reaching, because that's Aaron Blanchfield, dude. She's not good on the feet. And you can feel however you want to about it. You might think I'm crazy, dude, but I personally think she's just chasing people like a zombie around the cage until she gets that takedown, dude. Like, I've seen the Mackenzie Dern happen already, dude, and that's kind of what it feels like, dude. It's kind of like Aaron Blanchfield is the new Mackenzie Dern, and I just expect her to get slept this weekend, dude. Yeah, give me Manon Fury to knock out Aaron Blanchfield. Tell the people while you're going Aaron Blanchfield, D-Rose.
Well, I think the only difference with that Mackenzie Dern comparison is that both fighting Andrade. I think Blanchfield's head movement is a little bit better, And she does seem to defensively not take as much damage as someone typically does when they just walk forward recklessly.
Looking like old Bronze. Exactly, dude.
But when you go back to that Mackenzie Dern and Andrade fight, Mackenzie Dern is straight crimson chin up in the air, and like, dude, please punch me. I dare you. And Andrade is like, okay, perfect. Wow, and just takes her head off with each hook. When you go back and watch, because I actually went back and watched the Blanchfield and Andrade fight. When you go back, I'm
gonna go grab something to drink real quick. Sorry.
Yeah, when you go back to some of those exchanges that Blanchfield and Andrade had on the feet, man, Blanchfield is able to stay safe in a lot of those exchanges in the pocket. So, and she was able to land a couple of big shots herself, and she was able to do the same thing against Tyler Santos. And I think if you go back and just look at Blanchfield's, her resume, you go back to the Andrade. The Molly McCann fight. Sure, it was a little bit of an easier fight for Blanchfield, but Andrade and Tyler Santos, I think you can make the argument are just as tough fighters at 125, if not tougher than seeing Manon Fiorot's last couple of fights against Caitlin Chikagian.
I think the size of Andrade at 125 wasn't good for Blanchfield. That's my thing.
No. I mean, you can say that, but I mean, when they face off against one another, Andrade is, she can fight at 125 regularly if she wanted to, just because of the power that she contains. But I think Blanchfield, long story short, uses her wrestling, uses her pace. Fiorot does tend to look like gas later on in the fight. She did against Rose in that last fight a little bit in that third round. I think Blanchfield gets it done. I'll probably place a 4-5 or decision bet on Blanchfield in a couple of different areas, and I think she gets it done.
All right, so there you have it. Every fight, top to bottom on the card. The Rose have had, I believe we have 4 or 5 different picks. I know Lush is here helping us out, dude. We have 4 different picks. Hell yeah. So I am the reigning and defending pick champ this week, as the Road had to eat those dirty dishwater bean. Because you had to eat the dirty dishwasher bean, D-Rose, you get to pick which fights we are going to be different on this weekend. And dude, let's see, one dog for Fiorot. The Buckley fights
even money. Luke and
Nate the Train is the dog again. Plus 172 and then I think Dudakova Gato, I got the favorite there. Yeah, but it's plus 126, 162. So I for sure got the 2 biggest dogs. So I know you're going to be taking them too.
I can't with good faith here pick Gato and Dudakova. Just especially with Dudakova moving up to 125 too, just a little bit of uncertainty there. So yeah, we'll go Emmers. And Nate the Train
in the UFC, baby. Fucking Lush, that's perfect, dude. You didn't even do Nate Landwehr. You said Nate the Train in the UFC, baby.
Perfect. That's why I started laughing before I could say it. Then we'll go Luke Buckley, then Fiorot and Blanchfield. We'll go those 3.
All right. Sounds good. So the only fight not counting for the Beans and the pick champ this week is the first fight, Gato versus Dudakova. So Nate the Train in the UFC, baby, versus Jamal Emmers, where I'm going. Nate Landwehr, D Rose is on Jamal Emmers. I am going Vicente Luque. D Rose is on Joaquin Buckley, and I am on the Beast Manon Fiorot. D Rose is on Aaron Cold-Blooded Blanchfield. You both took Turkali. We did indeed. Victoria Staffel, Dudakova.
That's a good one. That's
good. Yeah, y'all. So anything else before we get out of here, D Rose, or are you good? You want me to let the people know everything that's got going on for the rest of the week and such?
Yeah, obviously no, we're good over here, man. I mean, should be a good night of fights, and hopefully we make some money on some bets this weekend, boys.
Hell yeah. So with that being said, I will not be on here for the rest of the week. I'll leave tomorrow to go up to Atlantic City, and I would like to try to go to a few fighter like meet and greets and like things like that, get a few like vlog style things. So no change to Cheddar Friday, But for my members, for the weekly Predict the Fight game, keep an eye out on the community tab. Friday, the little thing will be there like it always is. So we'll still be doing the Predict the Fight, and I'll be back here Monday, and we'll announce the results. And you guys will just wait to see what the prizes are on Monday. But one of them is the 2023 Topps Blaster. I'll have probably some other cards out from some winners this past weekend as well. So no change to Cheddar Friday. D-Rose, should I give the people my bet that I have? Because I sent it to you. Pretty confident on it. Yeah, I mean, you like whenever you see me send you a big bet, you're like, damn. And I've been sending you big bets recently, and I've been hitting them too. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you have, and I was surprised that as I told you, I'll preview one of them. You got Chitty on there, and I told you that I actually chose him in his last two. I've actually put money on him in the last two fights against Hobocop and against Ola Shashek, and both those fights I felt good about within the first minute and a half, and he ended up burning me a little bit. So I think I might be burned out a little bit by Chitty here to where I don't feel comfortable pulling the trigger.
Yeah. If there's one that I feel not great about now, it is that one, because I made the bet before I knew the fight was at 170. That's the issue too. It's like, fuck. And then now it's a $35 bet, plus 249 total. It's got Nursultan Rizaboev minus 265, Jacob Malkoun minus 205, and Chidi minus 142. I put $35 on that to win 122. And then I also have another one. I put 20 on a 6-leg, D-Rose. 20 on a 6-leg to win 189. It's Julia Arce, Nursultan, Chidi, Lupi, Bruno Silva. Oh no, and Melissa Gatto. So I guess that's how I was feeling earlier in the week, like I think Sunday night, Monday. But now I don't feel great about those. But good to know that I'm feeling a different way now. So if I start betting a different way, then I should win one of the two, right? Like one of the two's got to win.
Trying to balance it out.
If I bet both. So I did bet those all on DraftKings. So I will be probably betting FanDuel this weekend. Tim saying thank you. Appreciate you for stopping by tonight, Tim. We got Derek Jouffre gifting another member to the channel. So thank you, Derek, for gifting a membership to the channel. And it is Gym Card Collecting. Got it. So that's what's up. I know Gym Card Collecting will be stoked to have another membership here to the channel. How do you even get stabbed in your butthole? I don't know. Also, I don't know. Congratulations.
You gotta roll naked or something.
Yeah, I don't know. You want pick stats? You want a little update on the pick stats? Because I've been doing well. Yeah, Lush, shoot them at us real quick. Because I know last time we did the update, D-Rose, you were up, I think, on me like 10 to 15 fights or so. I know it wasn't close. You were like beating me pretty bad at the beginning of the year when Lush very first gave us the stats.
It's been a little bit of tough sledding for me the last couple of weeks. We gonna get it right though. We're gonna get it right.
Yeah. All right. So after Lush gets us the stats here real quick, we'll go ahead and get off here. But it is going to be a fantastic night of fights. Once again, I'm going to Atlantic City this weekend. I plan to have I'm going to try to film like a vlog and everything like I did for Noche UFC and Nashville. When I went, hopefully to keep it around 30, 45 minutes, something like that. Just, go to the fights, do all the, the outside stuff, just see if there's anything cool that I could share with any UFC fans that have never been to like a UFC fight night or anything like that. Just wants to see what it's like in the area, travel and things like that. That's what I personally like to do. I would love to do vlogs, but shit's expensive, dude. You can't just travel to go places with getting no money back. So it doesn't really work like that. So we appreciate all y'all for stopping by here tonight. Here we go. Lush hitting us with the mat stats are 69 wins and 52 losses, 3 draws. D Rose is 79 wins, 42 losses, and 3 draws. So D Rose still up about 10 fights on me. 10 fights, D Rose. Slowly knocking them down, though. Slowly knocking them down. 10 fights can change this weekend.
We'll take it though. Yeah, we'll take it.
I appreciate you, Les. You are the absolute man for doing that and keeping track of all of that. So with that being said, we appreciate all y'all for stopping by here tonight, hanging out with us on the Golden Octagon MMA Podcast, where my name is Matt and D Rose is on that side of your screen. And don't forget, he is Aaron Blanchfield's #1 fan. It says it right below him. And don't forget, he is also fighting Chris Weidman this weekend. And you heard it from himself. He is picking Chris Weidman to win, so he's gonna throw the fight. Bruno Silva himself, live right here in the studio, is going to throw the fight this weekend. You heard it. So we appreciate all y'all for stopping by. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out with us here tonight. And I will catch you guys a Monday night for the Monday recap. So with that being said, appreciate all y'all for stopping by here one more time. And we'll catch y'all later. Peace.